Hello everyone, welcome back to Left Hand Crochet by Be-Stitcht Yarn Creations. Today we are going to do a tutorial over the standard granny square, and we're going to be doing two different versions. The first one is going to be where we start with a chain 4, and then we're just going to keep it all the same color, and then we're going to move over. I'm going to show you how to do the magic ring and how to change colors, connect it. Alright, so for this first one we're just going to come in and we're going to do all the same color, show you how to rotate it and just build it. For both of these we're going to do 4 rows. This is in the color chocolate, again just from Dollar Tree. It's acrylic, and so we'll go ahead and get started. So the first method to starting a granny square is doing connecting. You make a chain of 4, connect it, and then you work your way from there. So you come in and start with your slip knot. And what we're going to do is chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then what you're going to do to make your circle is come back to this first stitch you've made here, and we're going to do a slip stitch. And so doing it this way, you kind of have to keep your circle open. So what you will start with is chain 3, and then we're going to do a double crochet into the center of our circle, and we're going to do one more double crochet. So now you have 3. This chain 3 counted as our first stitch, so that's 1, 2, 3. And then to make the corners, you chain 2. When you're doing the start here, all of these are going to be corners, so you're going to do the chain 2, and then you're going to come in and do 3 more double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to repeat our chain 2. You can kind of turn it as you go. We'll do 3 more double crochets. So now we have 3. And you're going to chain 2, and then 3 more double crochets. And so we want to have 4 in the middle here, 4 of our double crochet clusters. And so you come in and you chain 2, and you look for your chain 3 that you started with. So you can see here we have our 1, 2, 3, and you come in right there. It should be technically going under the V, so you'll see there's 2, and you're going to do a slip stitch. So you're going to yarn over and pull it through both of those, and that is our first inner circle, well, square. As you go along, you can kind of pull it to shape it and give it more of a square appearance. And when I'm working with the same color as I go, what I'll do is I will flip it. So I had it facing me this way to start with. So now I'm going to turn it over. And then when I start, I go under where my chain 2 is at, pull it through, and I start with a slip stitch. And now what we'll do is chain our 3, and we are working into a corner here, So you'll chain 2 more, because that first chain 3 counts as our first double crochet. You can kind of push it to the corner as you need. And you chain 2 for the corner piece. I'm going to go into this same chain 2 space from earlier and do 3 more double crochet. And that's our first corner. So for our in between, basically where it's not a corner, where we're going to be building up from, just do chain 1, come into your next corner square and do your 3 double crochet. You can kind of push it down here, do our chain 2, go into that same chain 2 space from before and do 3 more double crochet. We'll pull some yarn out. And again, this will be our connecting piece here, not a corner, so we just chain 1. Next corner stitch, we'll come in and do 3 double crochet. Turn it, kind of push it. Chain 2. In that same corner space, we're going to do 3 more double crochet. Now we're going to be moving over to the next corner, so it's chain 1, come into your corner space and do your 3 double crochet. Then we're going to chain 2 for the corner, go into that same opening here with 3 more double crochet. And now, since this will be our connecting, we're going to chain 1, and then you look for the top of your chain 3 from where we started, and we're going to slip stitch it. And so that is our second here. So again, as you go, you can just kind of pull it to help shape it. And then so as I'm going with, again with the same color, I'm going to flip it over, and I'm actually going to start right here in the middle. A lot of people will start in the corners, but when you're working with the same color, it can get a little difficult, or it can make it bunchy if you try to jump to this corner here. So the way that I'll do it is I'll come in again right below the opening of where I'm at and do a slip stitch, and then we'll do a chain 3. So now where we're in the opening here, we're going to do 2 more double crochet. Pull more yarn out again. And we're going to be connecting over to our corner piece. So we're just chaining 1, come into this corner and do 3 double crochet. I always like to tuck it just because it helps it shape as you go. You're going to chain 2 because we're working in a corner. Go into that same corner space and do 3 more double crochet. Chain 1. Come here to this middle piece, middle opening, and do 3 double crochet. moving over to the corner, so we're going to chain 1, come into our corner and do 3 double crochet, and again we're working our corner stitch here, so we're going to chain 2 and do 3 double crochet into the same corner opening. We're moving to the middle here, it's not a corner, so we chain 1, and we're going to do 3 double crochet into this opening, chain 1. Now we're moving to our corner, so we'll do 3 double crochet, and we're still working into that corner. So now we're going to chain 2 and do 3 more double crochet into that same corner opening. Moving over to the middle, so it's chain 1. In the same opening here, we'll do 3 double crochet. Moving over to the corner, so chain 1 and do your 3 double crochet again. And the more you do this, you'll see it's a bit more repetitive, and they do work up decently fast. Chain 2 for our corner, and then we're doing our last 3 double crochet for this row. Now this is where we started, so we're going to chain 1, come into the top of our previous chain 3, it'll be this one right up here at the very top, and you just come in and do your slip stitch. And I really do like shaping these, just kind of pulling them as I go. And so that is with 3 rows here. And so basically what you'll do for the next one, I'll show you how to start it here. So I'm going to be turning it, and I'm going to start with my slip stitch. Hang on. Sorry about that. And do my slip stitch here. We'll do my chain 3. And then we'll do 2 more double crochet into that. And like I said, it is just repetitive, so when you move over, you'll chain 1, do your 3 double crochet, chain 2, in that same corner do your 3 double crochet, you'll chain 1, and here you'll do 3 double crochet, chain 1, come to this next hole, do 3 double crochet, chain 1, work your corner, and you just work your way all the way along there. And basically once you're done, let me just undo this here, go back to where we were at with our slip stitch here. Had to grab my scissors. So once you get to where your slip stitch is at here, yeah, there we go. Just end it with that slip stitch, and then you'll cut some off, and you don't want to cut it too short. I say you want to do at least maybe 2 to 3 inches, and then what you'll do is you'll do basically just another slip stitch but pull it through, and then just tighten it here. And then I will usually kind of take my hook and just feed it through, and then you can tie it off. What I prefer to do just for just try to make it a little more durable, less likely to come undone. Just kind of weave it back through there. And then tie it. You don't want to pull it too tight because then it'll pull all of this down. And I stick to the rule of 3. I do 3 knots. The first one is a little looser. Second one I'll do it tighter. And then the third one I'll do it as tight as I can. And then you can take your crochet needle, darning needle, whatever you have, and just feed it through this circle ring, and then you can just cut off the end of wherever it comes out. So when you're done, it comes out like this. And besides the tail ends that I left open, it does look pretty clean. Looking at it at glance, you can't fully tell where I have started the new rows. So it was right here is where I did my chain 3, but it blends in pretty well. So I started the chain 3 here, which means I did my last one here, and then there. So, and then that's just the back end. And so that's just doing the plain granny stitch, or doing it with one color, starting with your chain 4. With the chain 4, it does kind of leave a little more of a hole, which is fine. But now we're going to pop over and I'm going to show you changing colors as well as starting with a magic ring. Okay, so now we're going to start with our second granny square. This one we're going to start with the magic ring. I'm really more just able to show you. I'll kind of try to explain it. I just learned how to do the magic ring a couple years ago, and I do prefer it. It takes a little bit of practice to get the hang of. I'm hoping once you see the motions, maybe it'll be a little helpful. But we're going to start with the magic ring, and then we're going to do 2 color changes. And I'll show you how to get those started. So we're going to come here with our magic ring. I'm going to set that down. So what I'll do is take my tail end and get it to where I'm just holding it here with my middle finger. It wraps over my fingers. I'm going to take my yarn and I'm going to swing it wide. I'm going to make an X. And then I'm just going to be bringing this back around to hold it between my ring finger and my thumb. And then the way I do it is I come under the X right here. I'm going under my bottom yarn, and then I'm going to turn my hook over and grab this one that's going on top and pull it through, and then this yarn that's over here, you grab it and pull it through there, and then you can just kind of tighten it. And now here is our magic ring. And then I'm just going to redo that one more time without explaining it, just so you can re-watch the motions. And that's our magic ring. And so from right here where we did that slip stitch, we're just going to start with our chain 3. And then when you're doing the magic ring, you want to make sure that you are doing your stitches over both of these, so both the tail end and the circle. So we're going to do 3 double crochets, chain 2, because our starting square, they're all corners. So when you're starting, you'll always do your chain 2, and then 3 double crochets, chain 2. Again, make sure that you're doing your double crochets over both of these strings, and you'll do 3 more for this section. And then as you're working, you can kind of pull it to get it a little more manageable. And then chain 2. And then we'll do our last 3 double crochets. And then we'll do our chain 2. And then what I like to do before I do my slip stitch is I'll just pull this magic ring shut, and you can just hold this center here and pull it. I do like it to be a little tight. And then we'll do our slip stitch in the top of our 3rd chain, so it would be right here, and do our slip stitch. And then that's our first section. So in comparison to the first one we did here, you can see there's this circle here, this open gap. With the magic ring, you can tighten it and you can close it if that's what you're choosing to do. It's really good to do, especially if you're doing flower granny squares, just to give it a more closed look. So I've done my slip stitch here, so we're going to change colors. So I'm going to cut about 2.5 inches. And then you just feed it through and pull it. And then you can do your color pieces and tie them as you go. You can use your needle, or you can just use your hook. And what I'll do is just kind of feed it through a back loop somewhere. Come in, do a loose tie. Do it a second time, pull a little bit more, and then do it a 3rd time, pull that real tight. All right. So now we're going to switch colors over. Now we're going to switch to our blue. Sorry, I didn't notice it with Jack's face. You couldn't see it. So there's our starting square. So now we're going to switch colors, and we're going to start with this really pretty blue with the Premier Just yarn. This is the color turquoise for those interested. So what I'll do when I go to change colors is I'm going to do a slip knot with my color change. And the way I prefer to change with my squares is I'm going to start in the corner, and I'm going to go more towards the far left side. So I'm not going to be flipping it like I did with the same one. I'm just going to keep it all the same facing me. So what you'll do is you'll come under this open loop and pull it through and start with a slip stitch. And just kind of push it over to the corner here. And then we're going to start with our chain 3. And then do 2 more of the double crochets. And so we're starting with the corner. I'm going to push this over here to the left, to the far end of it. A lot of times when people are changing colors or starting these, they'll start with the middle and then do basically their chain 3, 2 more double crochet for that first 3 cluster, do their chain 1 work that way. So when you come back, you're connecting this part here to this, and I'm not a huge fan of it, but it is personal preference. That's an option too. So we're going to chain 2 for a corner and do 3 double crochet, and then chain 1, do our 3 double crochet, chain 2 for the corner, and then do our last 3 for this corner, chain 1, come in here and do our chain 3, not chain 3, I'm so sorry, 3 double crochet, then we chain 2, and do our 3 double crochet. I gotta pull out more yarn. It's pulling me. Chain 1, come over and do our 3 double crochet, chain 2 for our corner, and we're going to do our last 3 double crochet both for this corner and for this color. So here we have where we started and where we're ending. So we're going to chain 1, come into the top of this chain 3, so you can see where we did our 1, 2, 3, come in right there and do a slip stitch, cut some off with a little bit of wiggle room, pull it through here and tighten it, and we can shape it some. And then again, I just kind of prefer to do this as I go, just to get it tied together. So just find a random stitch on the back and kind of pull that through, and then we're going to do our 1 loose tie, 2 a little tighter, and 3 really pull it. Alright, and that is our second row here. And now I'm going to come in here with this chocolate that we used from the last one. And again, I'm keeping this facing me. I'm not alternating it. I'm just going to do all my ties on the back. And then once I'm done with the square, I'll take my darning needle and just kind of sew in the rest of the loose ends. So we'll come in with our new color and do our slip stitch. And then I do usually try to work in the same part of where I started. So I've been working on this side here. So I'm going to come into this corner, put my hook under it, show you, so I've got it here. I'm going to go under the corner opening, grab the yarn, come through and pull it as a slip stitch, and then chain 3, push that over, and then do 2 more double crochet, chain 2, 3 more double crochet in this corner space, chain 1 to work to this middle opening, and do 3 double crochet, chain 1 to move over, and do 3 double crochet to make our corner. We chain 2 and do 3 double crochet in the same corner space, chain 1 to move over, do 3 double crochets into this middle opening, chain 1 to move over, do, sorry, 3 double crochet, 2 for our corner, 3 double crochet, 1 to move over, 3 double crochet in the middle opening, chain 1 to move over, 3 double crochet, 2 chain 2 for our corner space, 3 more double crochet into that same corner opening, chain 1 to move, 3 double crochet in this middle opening, now here we're going to be coming back to connect so where we started, so we'll chain 1, come into the top of this third chain and do your slip stitch, and then we'll come in and cut our corner, not our corner, cut our end piece here, pull that through and just secure it, fold it over, and just kind of feed that back through. And we'll tie 1 loosely, 2 a little tighter, and 3, pull it. And so that is with the color changing. So as you go to progress and add more colors, you'll just come in with your next color, start with your slip stitch, slip knot, rock on, slip knot here, go into the corner and add it with a slip stitch. Just gonna pull it over, do your chain 3, 2 double crochet, chain 2 for the corner, we're making this our 4 corner, and then do 3 more double crochet in the same corner opening, and then you'll chain 1 and then just repeat. And so that is with the color changing. It's my preferred method. I feel like with the doing the slip knot on your chain and then coming in with a slip stitch just really helps to secure it against the yarn, like from where you previously ended, and it just gives it a cleaner look to me. And like I said, once you're done, you can come through, and you don't have to sew it in a whole lot with these. I take these and I work around the circle, maybe just about that much, get it pulled in under the yarn and cut it. I would take this blue, I would take my needle just through this section right here, feed it through, and then cut it here where the blue cuts off, and then you would just repeat that. So those are our 2 granny squares for the day, just for basics. Let me know if you like this video, if it was helpful, if you have any comments or suggestions, and as always, thanks for tuning in.